Our next guest is discussing the North County Inland Market. Please welcome realtor from Whistle Realty, the fabulous Sonia Azizi.
Sonia's here.
Yay.
Hi, Sonia.
Did I get a clap?
How do you do?
I'm good.
Many claps to you.
Thank you. Is that like an accent?
Is it?
I don't know.
I have accents from time to time.
It's like the Middle Eastern accent.
Was it?
Some tea.
Oh, I don't even know. All right, great way to start. So we're going to talk about North County Inland today.
Okay.
You've had a really good year.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you for that. People notice it in your business because it's something that people can see. How many homes have you sold? What's your volume? All those things, and you've done really good. One of the things that I've been really interested in watching happen as this market continues to climb is the different areas of San Diego that tend to be sort of sprouting at their own time. It's sort of assumed that coastal is always going to do better.
Right.
That's sort of the assumption. And when we talk about North County coastal, we're talking about Carlsbad, Oceanside.
Encinitas.
Maybe you could, some people say Encinitas, Del Mar. I think it's more central than most people think, but okay, let's call that North County coastal. But we've seen the Del Mars sort of stall out. We've seen Carlsbad sort of get to almost a breaking point here. So the question for you, more on the inland side, is first of all, what is North County Inland, or what areas would you say constitute North County Inland?
I mean, I work a lot in Escondido area. I mean, Rancho Bernardo, Rancho Penasquitos, Escondido. I don't know, would we say Oceanside too? But I primarily.
Certain areas, yeah.
Yeah, primarily I work in Escondido. And the reason why we like that area is because it's affordable.
Yeah.
I like it. We can move a lot of families there.
That's right.
We can't move them all to Carlsbad.
Right.
Exactly.
But if you're looking, although it's interesting because there are more now homes in Escondido. Let's talk about Escondido.
Sure.
There are more homes in Escondido that are 800, 900,000 than I've ever seen before. So, I look at that and I go, well, gosh, if I'm a seller, sure seems like maybe it's a good time to sell.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people are talking about the elections and having to wait, but we know for sure right now what we know is inventory is low and competition's less because it's not summertime, and everybody thinks like in the summer let's list our properties, and now it's just less competition, so it's less inventory. I think it's a great time to sell.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if you'd been seeing anything similar to what I've been seeing lately, which is that a lot of people who are would-be home sellers seem to be sort of in a holding pattern. I don't know if it's the election or if it's just the time of year.
Right.
But it seems like a lot of those people who would be helping us, at least adding inventory into the equation, are sort of in sit-and-wait mode for different reasons. Have you noticed the same thing?
I've noticed the same thing, especially the $800,000-$900,000 properties. They just kind of want to see what's going to happen, and I think it's a bad idea. What we know now, like I said, is things are good, inventory is low, sell now.
Yeah.
If it is the election, nobody knows. Do you know what's going to happen after the election? Nobody knows.
I don't think anything's going to really change after the election.
Has anything so drastically happened, with elections? No.
I don't
things
think
are
good. It depends. You never know. This is a pretty polarizing election. I think that's what has people's attention.
Right.
But I also think that, on a local level here in San Diego, it's not going to affect the real estate market.
No, things are good.
Just don't.
Interest rates are low. They're like at 3.5%. So we have buyers that have more power to buy, higher priced properties because of the interest rates. So why wait?
Yeah. I think what it is there are some sellers, believe it or not, I'm hearing this, I wonder if you're hearing this, there are some sellers who are saying, well, I'm going to wait till next year. My house is worth $625 right now, but I'm going to wait till next year when it's worth about $700, and then I'm going to sell it.
Okay.
Are you hearing any of that? Because that scares me. That's the exact kind of mentality that tells us that we're too high. So like when I hear that, I go, okay, remember, it doesn't just go up forever.
Exactly. I know.
And that's where I think the people who want to sell that are in a holding pattern need to really take a look at it and go, well, whatever the catalyst is, so the hold and sit and wait because of the election could be the initial catalyst that causes people to just start to go the other direction. It may not be the actual reason, but it may be the thing that puts people in a holding pattern, and then all of a sudden now we do head the other direction. I don't know, but when people say things like that, it scares me.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think that what we know is right now, that's the known, and we should, if we're going to sell it now. I mean, we know that interest rates are low, and we know the inventory is low, so why wait until January? Nobody knows what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen in January. So I mean, things are good. I mean, I don't see a lot of, purchase price or prices moving up that much. So why not do it now in case? I mean, we could also say come January, what if interest rates go up? So all the people that were willing to buy your house, now they can't because they can't afford it.
I would say the same thing. So to a home seller out there right now, if you are one of those people that is saying, my house is worth $625, but I'm going to wait till next year until it's worth $700 and then sell. I really want you to ask yourself, well, what would you do if it goes the other direction, $75,000 and it's worth $550? Now
Right.
what?
Exactly.
And you need to have an answer for that because while it may not be equally as likely, it's still possible that could be where we're at. I mean, who knows when the next correction is going to come, but we've had 6 straight years up. So I do think that it makes sense when you are a seller and you're in the market to sell, even if you're a year or 2 years out from where you want to sell. When the market is good, it's worth taking a look at it because if you become a circumstantial seller, meaning that I'm going to sell in January of 2020, regardless of the market. Now you're at the complete whim of the market.
Exactly.
So you just have to ask yourself, are you okay with being at the whim of the market?
Right.
If you bought 30 years ago, you may not care. Hey, listen, I made so much money on this house, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right.
But if you bought in 2014, you know what I mean?
Sell it now.
You want to make your money.
Yeah.
I think, anyway.
No, I agree. I'm with you. I mean, so what if everybody's waiting until January to sell? Then we have too much inventory. So if you're thinking about selling in the next 2 years or so, even if it's in 2 years or in the next year, why not do it now when you know for sure that the market's doing well?
Yeah.
Sell it now. Interest rates are good. Inventory is low. I'd say sell it now.
Okay. Are those the two things you look at mainly when trying to determine if it's a good opportunity for sellers?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of buyers, less inventory, interest rates are low. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the things that really factor in, I guess, is supply and demand, and then accessibility to
Exactly.
money, which we're seeing a lot of accessibility to money right now.
I've got a lot of cash buyers, believe it or not, even in the $700,000 range.
Really?
If they like it, they'll buy it. So
Investors or?
no,
Just-
these are people that want to purchase a property because they know the rent is super high, so they're going to rent it out.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
This is one of my favorite questions in real estate. If I were to give you right now a briefcase with $1 million cash in it and say you had to buy a home with this money, where would you buy it?
I'd buy in San Diego because this is where I'm from.
Sure.
I'm local.
Where in San Diego, though? That's the question. Where are you going to put your $1 million?
I would take that $1 million and buy multiple properties because, again, money is cheap, interest rates are low. I'd buy 5 or 6 properties and spread them out through San Diego and rent it because rent is high and I'm going to make a positive, cash flow.
That's actually the right answer.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
That's the smart answer. I mean,
That's what I would do.
There's another direction you could go with. You could say, okay, well, what does my $1 million get me on the coast versus what does my $1 million get me inland? And we were just kind of
Absolutely.
alluding to that. Like if you go, I encourage you to do this. Go out right now and go on your computer, go to Redfin or whatever,
Right.
and look at what does $1 million get you in Carlsbad on the coast or in Encinitas on the coast versus what does $1 million get you in Poway or Escondido or
Right.
RB,
Right.
Rancho Bernardo. Take a look at that. Take a look
true.
and just see, what it looks like, what the difference is. And when you start to see a greater disparity between those two things is when you start to know that, the market is probably, at some sort of a peak. When there should be a difference, don't get me wrong, there shouldn't be a huge disparity. If there's a huge disparity, then the coastal market is probably too high. If that's the
is.
case, then it's leading the charge.
Right.
And
No, I'm with you. So what I would do is, go buy an Escondido, guys. You can buy 10 homes with $1 million, or that's your down payment, put 20% and get a positive cash flow. And
So, okay, so, all right, let's go back to that question.
Sure.
So you said you'd buy properties all over San Diego.
Right.
Would you buy them cash?
no,
No. You
interest
just-
rates are 3.5%.
So
Why?
you put 20% down.
I'd put 20% down, rent, on a $400,000 property, which you can get. $400,000 property, put 20% down, get multiple units, have a management company run, all the tenants, and you're good to go. You just sit there and start collecting money and have somebody pay for your investment. Sounds like a dream. Where's that $1,000,000?
Brilliant advice. Now let me just go to my office and get the briefcase with the $1,000,000 in it.
I'll spend about a couple thousand on the shoes, and then
go shoe shopping
exactly.
first. Okay. Yeah. See, my shoes don't cost that much, but
they look
your
nice.
shoes obviously do. Those shoes are rocking. Sonia, thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.